Money isn't just math, it's psychology. Two people can earn the same income, but end up in completely different financial worlds. Not because of knowledge, but because of behavior. Fear, greed, impatience, and comparison quietly shape every decision we make with money. The psychology of money is about understanding that financial success isn't only about how much you earn, but how you think, feel, and act when money is involved. Once you master your behavior, money stops controlling you and starts working for you. Today we will talk about psychology of money, highly engaging. So before we start, make sure to hit the like button and subscribe to my channel. 1. Money is a psychological force, not just a financial tool. Money is often treated like a mathematical subject. Income, expenses, savings, investments. But in reality, it behaves more like a psychological force that shapes human behavior. Every financial decision carries emotional weight, even when people believe they are being logical. For example, choosing to spend on a luxury item is rarely about need. It is about identity, validation, and emotional satisfaction. Similarly, saving money is not just about future planning. It is often driven by fear of uncertainty or desire for control. This is why financial behavior varies so widely between individuals with similar incomes. The psychology of money begins with understanding that money is not neutral. It triggers deep emotional responses tied to survival, status, and self-worth. Once this is understood, it becomes clear that improving financial life requires emotional awareness, not just financial knowledge. 2. The invisible money scripts that control life decisions. Every person carries money scripts, unconscious beliefs about money formed through upbringing, culture, and personal experience. These scripts quietly dictate how people earn, spend, save, and invest without them realizing it. For example, someone raised in a household where money was scarce may develop a scarcity mindset, always fearing loss and avoiding financial risk. Conversely, someone raised in financial comfort may develop a confidence bias, assuming money will always be available. These scripts are powerful because they operate in the background of decision-making. Even when people learn better financial strategies, their subconscious beliefs often override rational thinking. Changing financial outcomes requires identifying these invisible scripts and consciously rewriting them through new habits and experiences. 3. Cognitive biases and why smart people make poor money decisions. One of the most fascinating aspects of money psychology is that intelligence does not guarantee financial success. Even highly educated individuals fall victim to cognitive biases. Overconfidence bias leads people to believe they can predict markets or outperform average returns, often resulting in risky investments. Loss aversion causes individuals to feel the pain of losing money more strongly than the joy of gaining it, leading to overly conservative behavior or panic selling during downturns. Herd mentality pushes people to follow what others are doing, even when it is irrational. Anchoring bias makes individuals fixate on irrelevant reference points, such as the price they originally paid for a stock rather than its current value. These biases show that financial mistakes are not failures of intelligence, but failures of psychological awareness. 4. Delayed gratification and the war between present and future self. At the core of financial success lies a psychological battle between the present self and the future self. The present self desires immediate pleasure, buying goods, enjoying experiences, and avoiding discomfort. The future self, however, benefits from savings, investments, and disciplined financial planning. The problem is that humans are biologically wired for immediate survival, not long-term wealth accumulation. This is why saving money feels difficult even when logically understood as beneficial. The concept of compounding requires patience, but patience is psychologically unnatural. People struggle to value rewards that will come 10 or 20 years later compared to immediate gratification. Those who successfully build wealth are not necessarily smarter. They are better at delaying gratification and tolerating short-term discomfort for long-term gain. 5. Social comparison and the silent wealth destroyer. One of the strongest psychological forces affecting money is comparison with others. Humans are inherently social creatures, and financial behavior is heavily influenced by what others have. Social media has amplified this effect by constantly exposing people to curated lifestyles that appear more successful, luxurious, and desirable than reality. This creates pressure to match or exceed perceived standards, leading to unnecessary spending and lifestyle inflation. Even individuals who earn well can feel poor if they compare themselves to someone richer. This phenomenon explains why wealth is often invisible. True financial stability does not require external validation, but social comparison pushes people toward visible status symbols like cars, houses, and fashion. Breaking this cycle requires shifting focus from comparison to personal financial goals. 6. The emotional cycles of markets. Fear and greed in action. Financial markets are not purely driven by economics. They're driven by mass psychology. Two dominant emotions control market cycles: greed and fear. During periods of economic growth or rising prices, greed takes over. People believe that prices will continue increasing indefinitely, leading to speculation over investment and financial bubbles. During downturns, fear dominates. Investors panic, sell assets at a loss, and withdraw from markets, often locking in poor outcomes. These cycles repeat throughout history because human emotions do not change. The challenge for individuals is not predicting the market, but controlling emotional reactions to it. Those who succeed financially are often those who resist emotional extremes and maintain disciplined strategies regardless of market sentiment. 7. The difference between being rich and feeling rich. A major psychological misunderstanding about money is the difference between wealth and perception of wealth. Being rich is often associated with visible consumption, expensive cars, luxury clothing, and extravagant lifestyles. However, feeling rich is tied to financial security, stability, and freedom from stress. Many people who appear wealthy are financially unstable because their expenses match or exceed their income. Meanwhile, individuals with modest lifestyles may be financially free due to savings and investments. The psychology behind this confusion is status signaling, the human desire to appear successful in social environments. However, long-term financial happiness is more closely related to financial independence than social appearance. 8. Mastery of money begins with mastery of self. Detailed explanation. Ultimately, the psychology of money is not really about banks, markets, investments, or income levels. It is about the human mind. Money behaves like a mirror that reflects a person's inner psychological state. Every financial decision, whether small or large, exposes something deeper: discipline, fear, patience, impulsiveness, confidence, or insecurity. For example, a person who constantly overspends may not simply lack budgeting skills. They may be using spending as an emotional escape. Similarly, someone who refuses to invest might not lack opportunity, but may be driven by fear of loss rooted in past experiences. This is why two individuals with the same financial knowledge can end up with completely different financial outcomes, because behavior, not information, is the deciding factor. To truly improve financial life, a person must first develop self-awareness. This means recognizing emotional triggers that influence spending and saving behavior. For instance, stress may lead to impulse purchases, boredom may lead to unnecessary online shopping, and social pressure may lead to status-based spending. These patterns often operate automatically without conscious awareness. Now, if you like this video and would like to see more like it, please give it the thumbs up, leave a comment, and click the button to subscribe.